and thank you for tuning in into another edition of Tech Talk Tuesday. I'm Jason.
I'm Zach.
And let's get started with the news. A sealed copy of the super rare Super Mario Brothers video game sold at auction for $660,000. It was lost for 35 years. It was the most anyone has ever paid for a video game, and it was graded as a 9.6 A+ rating, which is a great condition for a video game. So yeah, the Super Mario Brothers original NES disc sold for $660,000.
A lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
The newly developed H.266 video streaming codec is said to cut data requirements in half. You may be familiar with the current H.264, H.265, or H.265 Plus. The H.266 also supports HDR and omnidirectional 360-degree video. So an 8K video that is recorded and currently at H.256 stores at 10 gigs. The H.266 will store it at 5 gigs.
Yeah, this helps out a lot when you guys are using NVRs and camera recording systems where you guys are doing a lot of video capture for surveillance cameras, things like that. So instead of having to have 10 terabytes of data, you can just get away with like 6 terabytes and have the same amount of storage. So these kind of compression ratios are really good for getting more life or more length out of your camera system without having to upgrade your current storage capacity when you're upgrading from, let's say, from a 1080p camera to a 4K camera. AMD will soon be supporting DDR5 for RAM. RAM is currently rated at DDR4, and as the generations go through, DDR stands for double disk rate. And for this RAM, this is your temporary memory in your hard drives, whether it be your laptop or your NAS or your computer desktop. AMD is going to start supporting DDR5 for the Zen 3 and the Navi 2 APUs. You can start seeing those next year, probably mid to late next year, 2022. But the DDR5s are going to be about twice as fast for probably about the same or less money than what you're currently paying for DDR. And it should be some pretty good performance increases.
Elon Musk released a video that depicts his Neuralink progress. The video shows a monkey controlling a cursor on a computer using the Neuralink brain implant that he is currently developing. The process begins with a calibration period in which the monkey was playing a game using a banana smoothie as positive reinforcement. This is to train the monkey to do what they wanted it to do. And during this calibration period, the Neuralink implants were recording hand and arm movements in the monkey's motor cortex. This gave the Neuralink device the ability to predict what the monkey was doing. The video then shows the monkey controlling the cursor on a game with its mind. And Neuralink is currently being developed for paralyzed people to be able to interact with tech devices in the outside world.
That's nice. It'd take a strawberry smoothie for me, but I guess banana works for a monkey.
I like banana.
Apple Macbook Pros, after numerous consumer complaints, is going to be bringing back some ports possibly to some of the MacBook Pros. Before, as they try to get thinner and thinner on the device, it's gotten to the point where they don't really have USB ports or HDMI ports. But the new devices is looking to come back with the HDMI as well as some other ports on them, so they're going to be a little bit thicker, but definitely more user-friendly and more compatible with devices we have currently. So I think that's a good thing for Apple to do, is go back and at least have an HDMI port and a few other ports.
I know the artists are definitely gonna like this change.
Yeah, and not have to have 4,000 adapters to be able to use their laptops.
Right.
All right, so our tech tip for today is how to use your night mode on your computer, and Zach's going to tell us a little bit more about that.
So if you're ever using a computer and you think, wow, this is really bright, why is it so bright? For one, you can turn down your brightness, but if you want to ease some eye strain, you can actually turn on a night light mode. We'll focus on Windows here, but I know other operating systems have them too. So what you'll actually do is hit your Windows key and type night light, and then you will go into that setting, and you can turn the night light on for a schedule. If you only want it between maybe 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., and then it's off all the other hours after that. But it adjusts the warmthness of the screen, so it actually cuts down on blue light.
Yeah, better for your eyes, a lot less strain. What it'll do is basically just inverse the color. So instead of having a full white screen and have like black letters, it'll basically invert those colors and have a black screen with white lettering, or at least cooler colors than a full white screen.
Yeah, and then specifically on Windows, the colors on everything gets very warm, so you'll see a very intense orange come up the higher you have the night light on.
Sounds good. All right, so for today's product demonstration, we have a really cool show for you today. We're going to be taking a Synology NAS, which is a DiskStation DS920 Plus, and we're actually going to be putting in all the hardware that goes into it so you can actually use it. So we're going to be using 4 Western Digital Gold Series, which is the enterprise class, 7200 RPM hard drives that are 4 terabytes apiece. And we're going to be putting in 2 Samsung 500 gigabyte NVMe M.2 solid state drives. And we're also going to be increasing the RAM. It currently comes with 4 gigabytes built in. We're going to be increasing that with another 4 gig stick, giving it 8 gigabytes total. So we're going to go ahead and get everything unboxed, and then we'll show you guys how to put it all in. Okay, so we have everything unboxed now. We're going to go in through how to take this apart and put these devices in. We're going to do the M.2s, the NVMe's, as well as the 4 gig hard RAM first. So what you need is a Phillips screwdriver. Get a bigger one. I'm just going to put them all in the case. If you want to, you can go ahead and start. So we're going to slide this off. Yeah, this is the RAM slots in the back. They have little stuff holders. So these are the 2 slots for the NVMe's. I guess we're going to put those in first. It's a little dark over here. Now these go down at a 30-degree angle and then get pressed into place. So now we've installed our 2 500 gigabyte Samsung 970 Vivo Pluses. This will allow us for faster caching. You can actually use these for specific hard drives as well, but these are going to basically just take whatever data we put on these hard drives, and it's going to, the ones we access frequently, it's going to put them on these guys instead of the standard hard drives, which is about 30 times faster than those. So it'd be nice for caching.
Actually 30 times faster.
Yeah.
Not just a hyperbole.
Okay. Now for the fronts, I'm going to let Zach start putting the hard drives in. They have this little key, so that way nobody can come up here and just arbitrarily open your bays. And these will all slot out, and he'll put all 4 of these in there. Just to lock the hard drives. That's all they're used for.
So now we'll put the RAM in. Dependent on which device you get will depend on exactly where your RAM goes. In this case, it goes inside the drive bay area. And on other ones, on the other side of this, you would take some screws out and you would slide the face off.
Usually on this side.
Yep. But for our case right now, it is right in here. So that's clicked in, and now we can put the 4 drives in.
So this specifically gave us, the unit itself comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM built in. We added an additional 4 gigabytes, giving us a total of 8 gigabytes of RAM. And put the hard drives in. These hard drives are hot swappable, and they are dependent upon which section you have. If you only have 2 drives, you can put them in slot 1 and 2. The order goes from here, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you only have 2 drives, make sure you put them in slots 1 and 2. If you're gonna have 3, put them in 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Whenever these are running, if, let's say you guys get this up and running and you are wanting to shut it down and do some changes, with any hard drives, when these are spinning at 7,200 RPMs, you want to take a minute to let them spin down before you move them around. When they're spinning at 7,200 RPMs, you don't want to be changing the orientation, you don't want to be dropping them, you don't want to be doing anything. It's going to cause the laser to impact the platter, the head to impact the platter. So just let them take 15 seconds to stop spinning, and then you can move them around pretty much as you want, but just don't want to drop them for sure or move them when they're spinning. All right, so we've assembled our NAS now. We put in the 4 terabyte hard drives, the Western Digital Golds. We put in 2 of the Samsung 970 Pros to help with caching for the NVMe hard drives. So this device here is going to be pretty much your home network or your business network for a small business. When you don't have a full server, don't want a full server, or can't afford a full server, this will do all of your file storage. It will do remote access. It will do data backup and redundancy. It will do storage capacity and expandability. This one specifically can add an additional 5-bay NAS next to this that will plug into this one directly, giving you up to 9 different hard drives you can use. So you can add on as time goes on. Shared network drives with multiple user access levels, like if you want to set up an Active Directory with your own domain controller, you can use this. It can do streaming and media server. So let's say you want to use this for streaming your device, your movies, your music list, whatever you want to do there. Sharing and collaboration, multiple users can use the device at the same time and in real time. It can be your surveillance system as well. So like if you have an NVR, this can do that job as well. You don't have to have an actual separate NVR. You can literally just plug up your cameras to a network switch and then plug that switch into here. The Synology surveillance station will recognize those. You might have to buy an additional license. Usually these systems come with 2 licenses. In a camera after that, you'll have to actually buy an additional license, which costs around $60 to $80. Internet control and access, unlike your computer or your other devices, this isn't limited to your ISP speeds, like it'll actually go past the speeds that they have restricted for your computer. Cloud backup compatible, so you can actually tie this into your Google Drive or your Amazon Drive, and it can actually back up all that on the cloud device as well. It'll help against ransomware attacks. You can actually make a system image to where if you get a ransomware attack, you can actually go back in time and go back to where before that ransomware attack happened, and they'll completely unencrypt the files. And lastly, but not least, it can do encryption and legal requirements. So let's say your business has a requirement that it has to have certain storage capacity or encryption levels. This one can do that as well. So that is it for today. We've showed you how to set it up. Now you have to go on, plug it into your computer or your network. You can plug this into your router. You can plug it into a switch. Just get it on your network somewhere that's available, and then you go on to the disk station and set it up. And it has really good tutorials and really good step-by-step instructions on how to get that attached to your network for your home or your business. So thank you guys for watching. Please tune in next week, and we'll see you soon.
Till next time.
Thank you.